Well, hello my YouTube friends. Today I'm gonna make a video like I have never done before probably, which is actually a long overview, a long review of that, what the hell is that? Of that knife that I own now for months or maybe years now. I can't remember exactly when I got it. I think it was during a show in Florida. I'm pretty sure actually it was during a show in Florida, but I cannot say if it was like last year or 2 years ago. I don't know. Funny thing is that I was pretty sure that I made a video about it, and while discussing with a friend this morning, I wanted to send him the link, and I realized that there was no link in my channel about that knife. Probably I was a mess after going back from that show, and somehow I forgot to make the review, or I did and it has been cancelled or erased for some reason by YouTube. That has happened by the past. Anyhow, today I can actually do more than a simple overview of a knife, because I have been living with that knife for quite a while now, and I have played a lot with it. Never carry usually my custom knives, but I play a lot with them, and I played a lot with that one that I absolutely adore, because to me this is probably, if not my favorite, one of the very best knives that Gerry ever did, and I'm gonna try to tell you why. Actually, it's all in the build. Here you have it. It's a bolster lock. It's a mini Peligro. We're gonna talk about that. This knife is one of the rarest knife, and yeah, one of the best knives to me ever built by Gerry. A word about Gerry, but I have talked about him relentlessly on other videos. He's a wonder kid. Yeah, that's the way we call him usually. I don't like to use like words like genius or something like that, but he's tremendously crafted. He's conducting his business quite well, I would say. He's used to make only custom, but then he started to make like in-house mid-takes. And he does that pretty well, I would say. He's still very famous out there, very high in demand, and there is a good reason for that. His builds are just insane. He's doing great job, whether it's on the grind, on the hand rub, on the construction. I absolutely love the way he makes knives, and his designs, they are really so unique with those roundness everywhere. It's very rare on a knife from Gerry to find like straight lines, something like that. It's not within his mindset, probably. His designs are all in roundness, and this one is no exception, as you can see here on the handle, on the blade. A lot of craziness, and most of the time you can be sure that when you're going to see some knives from Gerry, you're going to recognize the design, and this is something that I really appreciate, because you can be crafty for sure, but the art is one of the most important part in knife making for me, and having something that is almost a signature is something that I hold highly in high regard, sorry. And this is something that you get with Gerry. Absolutely no doubt about that when you look at this design, even though everyone who knows him knows it's a Peligro. If you don't know him and you have seen his other design, you would say, oh, it looks like a Mcginnis knife. And actually, you're right, it looks like a Mcginnis knife, very much so. On his grind also, there is some kind of signature. Okay, some crazy grinds usually. This exquisite hand rub, that he makes. To me, getting a knife without a hand rub, without a satin finish and a hand rub from Gerry is a heresy. You're a heretic if you take anything else than a hand rub. Why? Because he's got one of the most exquisite, and I'm going to try to not budge here, showing you how exquisite his hand rub is. This is also a way to appreciate, because all his grind, and that's a signature, you have this very nice line here, always, you know, a soft line like that, not something straight boom boom like that, very soft line here. It goes up to the top, and you always have this very, very long hollow, and with a full hollow grind on the width and on the length here. So there is absolutely no way on the dramatic, check the thickness of the blade here, there is no way for a dramatic hollow on a long blade like that and on all the width to have any imperfection, and he does it without any imperfection. I'm sorry, I spoiled that with the grease of my fingers. No bump whatsoever. I'm going to try to wash it a little bit. There you not go. It's still horrible. So let's go on the other side. No bump whatsoever. Absolutely brilliant, and you can tell by the really very detailed showing that I give you here. There is no scratch, no line going up and down or whatever. It's absolutely perfect. Also, what is a signature? It's the swedge, the delicate swedge that you have here. It's almost mirror, and it gives a very nice transition with the end of the knife. So yeah, very a lot of like a signature grind, whether it's on the Persian or on the other grind. You're gonna have this long hollow, no craziness, no like complex. I don't know what I say complex, because it's not that complex actually. Like a lot of grinds, like multiple grinds on the blade. Nothing like that with Gerry. Very neat, full hollow. Signature grind, hollow grind, hand rub, and the swedge here. This is something that you can have on all his knives. Something also that you can get, I'm sorry with the grease, I really want to, I'm sorry about that, to make that disappear, but the grease is strong. The force is strong for some, and the grease is strong on my fingers. Something else that you get with Gerry is the edge. All his edge, and I'm trying to show you that, are mirrored, and they are sharp as they can come. This is laser sharp. This, my friend, will split a hair in two, literally. This is something that's very, very, it starts from always from a thick blade here with the long hollow. It gets to a point where it's really thin, and it's sharp like crazy sharp. Never seen anyone doing a sharpness as Gerry does, or you can find something equal, but nothing more than that. This will split a hair in two, definitely. So exquisite blade. Also, I forgot to mention, but on all his knives, also you're gonna get a kind of ramp, and with a very, very nice jimping that is following here, the jimping always following here, you see, a little bit here. So it's not, you see the jimping disappears here, but I don't know why he does that. Most of the maker will stop the jimping because this is file work, you know. So basically they will do some kind of jimping here for the efficiency, for the functionality, but they will stop it here, which is more than enough. That's also a signature. He continues the jimping there for some reason that I don't understand, and that I appreciate very much so. So that is something also to mention. Now, what is so special about that knife that I said at the beginning? Because you have here marble carbon fiber, which is not a basic material, but something that you can find, not really fancy. Here, the construction is titanium. So yeah, not really fancy in material, but it is a little bit. Marble carbon fiber is not that basic. And also on the back spacer, you have this beautiful copper with this very nice finish. But you cannot say like that it's the dressiest of the dressiest. You're gonna have some knives with mokutai or whatever. I hold in our highest regard the scarcity of a build, the difficulty and the complexity of the build, way more than the choice of a material. Because if you want to put like full mokutai scale and have a knife that is a frame lock in full mokutai, or you're gonna have a liner lock with fancy material, this is basically only a choice of the maker to use fancy material. Of course, regardless of what some can think, there is more work to work on the Damascus, on the Mokutai, than a simple titanium, because you have to polish it and everything. But basically, the difference is only a choice of material, and the material being a little bit more. It's a good thing to discuss about that, because that's what it is. When you buy a knife with fancy material, sometimes they are like triple the price of the regular knife, whereas the extra cost of the material is nothing actually really compared to what it should be, and you put a value on a knife, on the material, where it shouldn't be really. This knife is more valuable for me than any kind of Mokutai or whatever. Why? Because it has more difficulty. I mean, the fact to do a bolster is tremendously more difficult than doing a full scale and polishing Damascus, because you need to get junction, and to do a S bolster like that, it's really difficult. You need really sorry, to be equipped for sure, but having something that is contoured here and with a flawless junction, this is really difficult. But even more difficult than that is the construction in a bolster lock. And this is the only mini Peligro in existence to have a bolster lock. So this makes it unique. You can do whatever you want, have whatever material, fancy material that you can find. They will always be either frame lock or liner lock. The only one that will be a bolster lock will be this one. So that brings some uniqueness, not some, that brings definitely uniqueness in that knife. And man, is that bolster lock well constructed. When it's closed here, even here you don't, I mean, it's really, you can find a little gap here, which is really hard to make, because you have the tension of the lock, and having a perfect junction here, of course it's perfect, but here it's really difficult to get a perfect junction, and it is almost absolutely perfect. You just have a small gap, a tiny gap, but that's probably the tiniest I find in all the bolster lock that I have seen. The action on this knife, I don't know. Like I said, Gerry doesn't make a lot of bolster lock, maybe because he has some issues with the construction. I don't know why. The detent is perfect, the action is perfect, and it's smooth, but on the contrary to other of his knives, the smoothness is it's that kind of smoothness, okay? You accompany the blade, you don't hear anything. Try. Remember, it's on washers. No noise whatsoever. Perfect detent. It's unbreakable. I release the tension on the lock. It's unbreakable. It fires like a rocket. It is smooth, but it's not free fall. So maybe he has a little bit of issue, I don't know, with the bolster lock construction. That would be one of the reasons why he doesn't make that many. Other that I've tried had a weaker detent, especially on the longer one, you know, the long Peligros, or the Notorious. Maybe because, I don't know, maybe it has to go with the lug that is thin and long. I can say, okay? But the thing that I can tell you is that having a mini Peligro like that, with a bolster lock construction, it's something that is really unique, and I absolutely adore that. Like I said, the back spacer, it's just perfect. This copper finish is insane. Very nice overall looking. Black matches so well the bronze and the bronze liner here, and the copper in orange, but with that dark orange, is perfectly matched here. Inside of the back spacer, check that. Very nice looking. Perfect engagement. Oh man, that knife is just absolutely brilliant. Like I said, it fires like a rocket. Everything is absolutely perfect on that knife. Just adore it. And I wanted to do this review, long overdue review, but like I said, I didn't know that I missed the opportunity to make it. We are 1 minute away from the 15 minutes that I don't want to go over. I think I've said it all. I don't have anything more to say, or maybe about the pivot. I like this pivot, you know, and the fact that they're bronzed a little bit to match the bolster is also something that I really appreciate. And the clip, very functional too. I wish he would do some hidden hardware, but it's really not a concern. Very nice eggshell finish here, like on the bolster, of course. Very efficient. Yes, nothing more to say about that. And actually, we are heading to the 15 minutes now, so I'm going to leave it at that. And we'll catch you very soon for another video. It was a pleasure to do that one. Bye-bye, my friends.